Hi, and welcome to Voice of Truth. Now, I'm just going to mention before we start, you might hear some kind of crunchy noises in the background. It's just my dog. She's chewing on a bone here. So she's having a good time. Anyways, I would like to discuss the feeling of being lost, feeling not knowing which way to turn, maybe lots of confusion, don't know what is real, don't know what is unreal, just maybe overload of too much information and causing just this congestion in the head. All of this coming in from every direction and possibly making a person feel confused or I just don't know which way to turn anymore. And it's a real thing, feeling lost. It's a real thing. And how do we deal with that? How do we release ourselves from that feeling of that bottomless kind of feeling? How do you pull yourself out of that? Sometimes it just feels like throwing up your hands and I give up. It's just too much. And probably the best way to at least begin pulling yourself out of that depth is to bring yourself very, very present to each moment, living in each moment, living in the now. And there's so much of the discussion about living in the now and understanding what it means to live in that moment, to be present to that moment and not thinking about the past and not thinking about the future, but to be so present to the moment that you can actually then go from one moment to the next, and it can be in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't mean that you have to sit still. That really does help to sit still and clear your mind. But also too, it is just to move about your regular day, being very conscious of everything you do. Not thinking again about the past, not projecting into the future, but bringing yourself very much into the present moment. And if you're washing the dishes, you concentrate on washing the dishes. If you're emptying the dishwasher, the same thing. If you're out shoveling the snow, you're very focused on shoveling the snow. You're making a meal for yourself or for your family, or you're having a conversation with a friend. But usually this feeling usually hits when you're by yourself. So that is when you take charge of that. You recognize that you're too much here and not enough here. So bringing yourself right here on a regular basis, being in the moment, and really just focusing on what you are doing will help to alleviate that feeling and bring you more and more to that place where you actually start to shift and become a focuser, focusing on everything that you're doing at the moment, where you will be able to stretch those moments out and be able to elongate them. So you're staying in the present for longer and longer and longer. And through all of that, you will learn how to find yourself, to be with yourself, not to be with the thoughts of the past and not projecting on what's going to happen in the future, but just to be very, very clear. And I don't know if you are aware of the book, The Secret Life of Plants, but I recommend it highly because in that book, the woman states how Spirit showed her how to focus because she was going to be planting a garden in a huge piece of sand and rock, and everybody was telling her, "You won't be able to grow anything there. Are you crazy?" And yet Spirit was saying, "No, you are going to grow plants here, and this is how you do it." And they taught her how to focus, so that if she was peeling a carrot, she had to just focus on peeling that carrot. Let her thoughts go no place else, peeling the carrot. Okay? Then after she got all her vegetables, she was to take that and put it in the compost. But she was putting it in the compost and recognizing that that's what she was focusing on, and digging in the dirt and digging the compost in the dirt. And as it turned out, I mean, this is the beauty of the book and the story as it goes, that she was able to grow a magnitude of vegetables, and not just tiny ones, like big, huge cabbages and broccolis and cauliflower, because her focus was all about that, and the focus was bringing her into a place of unconditional love. And that's the secret right there. Unconditional love. Focus will bring you to that place. Staying in the present moment will bring you to that place. It alleviates a lot of suffering. So maybe you can try that, and I'm positive it will help. So you can reach me at phoenixrisinghealingcenter.com, Instagram, YouTube, and have yourself a lovely, focused day. Namaste.